would have started on the onset of my career in 1993. I had to shovel a childhood friend into a body bag. I showed up on the scene. I learned who he was. I had people in the community asking me questions off duty. You know, I had confrontations off duty. When you go to a local store, someone sneering at you. They treat you like someone outside of the community, but you're from that community. And it's a very hard life, policing your own. And I had to shut my emotions off for such a long time just with that. You know, sorry, sis. You know, I had to arrest my sister twice when she was 16. Sorry, bro. I had to charge my brother. You know, and those are the things that you have to deal with. Plus all the other traumatic things that you see, car accidents. I've been to some very horrific car accidents. I looked at the treatment that people use and the symptoms and researched it online and said, okay, well, that's sort of what's going on with the alcohol. If marijuana is used to treat that opposed to alcohol, I'd sooner use marijuana. And I never smoked. I maybe smoked 5 times in my life. So I got the prescription. And the treatment works very well. Keeps me very on a level. Allows me to concentrate. So it works very well for me.
Francis had been placed on medical leave. In December, he assaulted fellow officers who were trying to arrest him. He was set to be sentenced next month.
Did your father ever reach out for help for his condition?
My father called the RCMP for help in January of 2014, saying that things were not going well for him and that he needed help. Police showed up and found him under the influence of alcohol. He was then arrested for breaching a judge's order to not consume or possess alcohol. He proceeded to push one officer and grab the other by his shirt. He needed help to cope with what he was going through, and when he reached out, he was punished for it.
We talked to him after that as well. Most recently, after he returned from British Columbia, the RCMP had sent him to a special clinic for PTSD, which he left after 3 days. So he was trying to get in touch again with his native spirituality.
Did Ron Francis ever talk about his condition at home to any of you guys or family members?
Yeah, in an interview with CBC before he died, he talked about his PTSD and how it affected him in all aspects of life. He even said that it was like an example of laying on the beach with a loved one and how you're supposed to be relaxed and at your happiest, but PTSD doesn't let your system relax. Even if you want to, you just can't.
Judge William McCarroll, do you have any words on the case of Ron Francis?
The case of Corporal Ron Francis is a very interesting one. In my opinion, he had no business being in a criminal court. Even though what he did does fall under the path of being a criminal offense, the reasons for him being in court were due to the nature of his illness, post-traumatic stress syndrome. In my opinion, Corporal Francis leaves with the utmost respect of me, my colleagues, and he should be held in high regard as an exemplary member of the RCMP.